Welcome to another ride. Cycling love affair continues, which is great. You've probably noticed that I'm back in the shed again. The weather in the UK has been awful, I think it's fair to say, and as you're all well aware, I really am a fair weather cyclist. I don't mind admitting it. So what's been happening since last time we spoke? Well, we were talking about a few of the challenges that I was and a few of the goals that I wanted to achieve. One of those goals was the Where's Cambridge Sportive, and pleased to say that happened in a rare break in the weather last weekend. I'm not sure how many of you have taken part in sportives or not, but basically it's a pre-organised ride, generally a commercially organised ride. You pay a fee, you rock up in the morning at the start of the event and you ride a fixed course, and as part of that there's generally a couple of stops along the way for food and refreshments and water. Maybe some timing involved, and maybe photographs as well. So last Saturday I spent a few hours cleaning my bike, making sure it was absolutely spotless, ready for the sportive on the Sunday. I did notice actually that my front wheel bearings were running a little rough, but not rough enough to deter from the day, but I'll come back to that later. Bike cleaned, loaded up. It was a 5:30 AM start on the Sunday. Drove the hour and a half to the start line, met a few friends and set off around the course. Now, due to the inclement weather that we've been having in the UK, I think it's fair to say that all the little lanes and roads that we were taking round were probably better described as little rivers, and quite risky stuff in patches. There was a lot of thorns, black thorns across the road, a lot of loose gravel, obviously a lot of water concealing what might have been bigger potholes, and coupled with that, when we actually hit the higher parts of the course, something like 25-mile-an-hour headwinds in places. I think the whole route really was best described as brutal. And what did I learn from that? One, to take the cameras with me, so I'll actually be able to provide you with some footage. I've got no footage whatsoever, unfortunately. But in the event, I left my cameras in the boot of the car, stupidly. But probably in the event, given the state of the roads, it was better to concentrate on getting round than it was filming. Two, that it's actually really good to get out and ride with friends again. I was riding with a couple of my cycling buddies, and it's nice to have a social ride, a catch up and a chat, and not worry too much about timings and stuff like that. The third thing I learnt were that tubeless tyres are an absolute godsend. There are a lot of punches as we rode round, as you can probably imagine given the road conditions. I've run tubeless now since summer last year and haven't had a puncture that I've been aware of. That said, when I got home last Sunday afternoon, I had to strip the bike. It was in an awful state again. Found at least 3 punches in my rear tyre, no, sorry, 2 in my rear tyre and 1 on my front. 2 from stones, 2 from bits of flint that I picked out, and 1 from a blackthorn. So without them I'd have gotten through at least, without the tubeless tyres, I'd have gotten through at least 2 tubes. So pleased that all worked well. As part of the prep for the sportive, I also topped up with fluid as well. I've got a little kind of syringe thing and squirt 50 millilitres of fluid into each tyre. 50 litres would be a bit much. But finish, I mean, in the end, there was a 30, a 50 and an 80-mile option on this route, but given the conditions I opted to do the 50. Finished in a little around 3.5 hours, 3 hours 40, something like that, not quite 3 hours 40. Results are on Strava if you could be bothered to go and have a look. Which I was pleased with. Gave me a bronze level grading for my age group, so I'll take that away with a smile on my face. The next sportive target coming up is the ride London Essex 100 at the end of May. So hopefully the weather will become a little more cheerful between now and then. We'll be able to get out, or I'll be able to get out on the road a lot more than I have been, and as much as I love ROUVY, it'll give me a chance to get some proper fresh air. In health and weight news, you were aware I was talking about Slimming World last time. Been following that plan, managed to drop a little over 3 kilos since we last spoke, so 6 pounds, or 6.5 pounds, nearly 7 pounds, half a stone. So pleased with that, going in the right direction, and I need to keep that up. Social life, I'm pleased to say, is a little bit busier than it was this time last year, and my reason for training is a little bit different as well. See, last year I was still recovering from a broken back. This year that's all done and dusted, thankfully. So training as and when I want now, rather than absolutely intensely to help heal my broken back and get back fit. So what are the non-smooth running front wheel bearing? Obviously not a problem on the turbo trainer, but I went to visit my local bike shop during the week to do a bit of window shopping. My bike's 4 years old now, although I absolutely love it, but I want for a different bike. And got to say, I'm pretty horrified by the cost of a new bike these days. This was expensive 3-4 years ago. I don't know, £3,000, something like that. So quite an investment. But get anywhere near the specification now, it's almost the best part of £8,000. You can buy a car for that. That's just absolutely ludicrous. So any thoughts of a new bike were immediately shelved. I'm sure the powers that be wouldn't approve that kind of spend. But what it did get me thinking about was, what could I do to upgrade my existing bike? And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to upgrade. So my thoughts are wheels and upgrade to Di2. A lot of my friends are running electronic gears now, either the SRAM ones or Di2. And given that I'm currently fitted with Shimano equipment and no Shimano equipment, I thought I would go with Di2. So bike is going in next week to the shop to have the front wheel bearings sorted out, either serviced or changed, whatever they need, and to have the new 105 12-speed Di2 fitted. And whilst I appreciate it's a luxury and you know there may not be a need for it, and I know the arguments for and against and everything else, I'm really looking forward to having it put on and giving it a good try. From everything I've heard, whilst it's not a necessity, people are saying that once you've tried electronic gearing, you probably never look back. So really excited about that. I just hope we get some decent weather to be able to try it out properly. And what of cycling abroad? Well, the trip to the Pyrenees has now been confirmed. So towards the end of June, I'll be cycling with my friend, YouTuber Leonard Lee, and a few dear friends that we met on the Italian trip last September. So really looking forward to meeting up with everybody there and riding some new roads and facing some new challenges there. Just really positive about that. Desperately need to get the miles on my legs though, and some more timber off my belly and midriff, just to make sure that I can cope easily enough. So now I really think that's all the cycling updates I have. I know it's all a little bit about me, and I apologise for that, but I will keep you updated when we get back outside again, particularly with the training and efforts for the Ride London 100 and the Pyrenees trip. So we're going to have to put some, well, I'm going to have to put some big efforts in before either of those two, and really work to bring my fitness back up to scratch, or back up to the place it was last summer. So it'd be nice to have you along for the journey there. Really appreciate that. If you want to keep up to date, I guess like and subscribe and all the good stuff. But thanks very much if you managed to get this far. Again, the sporadic ramblings of a middle-aged cyclist. Thank you very much all. Keep your wheels turning. We'll chat again soon. Oh.